Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Come on in for another episode of Talk Therapy Live with your hostess, Kimberly and
Bishop Bozeman.
Bishop the Bishop.
Yes.
Come on in. Please share, like, and all of that on the Facebook page. Make sure you're sharing it. This is Talk Therapy Live, and we're here with another wonderful episode. Hey, Sister Brittany Bloom Bozeman, good morning to you. We are super excited to be here with you today to share some information about your mental health. But before we get started, we want you to know that you are listening to a Gold Chip communication station, and you can listen live by going to www.1580thepraise.com and click on Listen Now. You can also join in on this wonderful discussion by going to Talk Therapy Live Facebook page and be a part of this wonderful conversation.
Yes.
Bishop, how you doing today?
I'm doing extraordinarily well.
I'm
doing
that.
real good. Yes.
Yes. God has been awesome to us, to you, and if you want to, you can share your testimony. People need to hear that stuff. Good morning to Sister Mary Stevenson. Good morning. But thank you, Miss Brittany.
Yes.
So it's been a while since we've been on, but we know that October, a lot of things happen in October as far as awareness is concerned. We have Domestic Violence Awareness Month, right? And also, it was World Mental Health Day, so we definitely want to talk about all of that. So I am Kimberly Bozeman, the owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling Services, located at 1011 East Jenkins Avenue, still doing video therapy. But if you would like to make an appointment, yes, I am booked, so you will be on a waiting list. You can call 614-669-5115. Bishop, tell us about the church.
1571 South Parsons Avenue, right here on the south side of Columbus, Ohio. You can come and worship with us every Sunday at 11 o'clock. We're having a prayer breakfast on tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 30th, and you can come out in the unity of the faith. The body of Christ is coming together. If you show up, you must mask up. Please. All right?
Yes, and that's at 10 o'clock
10
tomorrow.
o'clock, yes.
Yes, prayer breakfast. And we would also like to offer our heartfelt condolences to Bishop Mel Griffin and his family.
Yeah.
Just know that our heart, our thoughts, and prayers are definitely with you all during this season. All right, well, you want to delve in?
Hey, we're ready to get going. Domestic violence, right?
Yeah, domestic violence and mental health. All right, so let's start with the mental health. Let me propose a question to you all who are listening out there. What do you do to take care of your mental health? What do you, and this should be something that we are actually cognizant about. We should really be mindful, like, what am I doing to take care of my mental health?
Yeah.
So I do want you all to answer that question. What do I do to take care of my mental health? Listen, you need your mind for everything. Everything you go to do in life, you need your mind. Good morning, Idra Trout, right?
You talk a lot about self-care. You know, and that self-care is very, very important, you know. So you have to do the things that you need to do regarding your mental health.
That's right.
So if you know you have certain issues, then do what it is that you can to make sure that you take care of yourself. Very important.
So Brittany Bozeman also says self-care and deep breathing. Marvon, good morning to you. Another praise report. Also talks about self-care, deep breathing, and all of that. Meditation. So let's talk a little bit of self-care, because what I come to realize, everyone does not know what that means.
Share it with them.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's many aspects to self-care. So we know that meditating is definitely, self-care, because when you meditate, it doesn't involve anyone else, right? It is you, your spirit, and God, or whoever some people call higher power, whatever, but you need to take time with yourself. Okay, when we sit down and we meditate, we're actually telling our brains that it's okay to be still. It's okay to be calm, because most of us throughout the day, we're juggling 10 different things at one time. And everything that we juggle, we're putting thought processes to it. So we're overworking our brains, right?
Find a quiet spot, a place that you can definitely calm yourself. Very important. You may have a favorite place, within your home, or favorite chair that you like to sit in, that's comfortable. And hey, play your favorite music.
Yes.
I've learned that meditation, man, is done in so many different ways, and people just do it differently.
Yes.
Some people need just quietness.
That's right.
Some people meditate with their favorite music being played. Whatever the case may be, whatever it takes for you to do that, take advantage of it and do it.
Yeah. Because some people do just like sitting in a quiet room, listening to their thoughts without judgment. I call it, sitting in the classroom of silence, just listening to your inner voice, your inner thoughts. Good morning to Tashika Harris. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Feel free to chime in. Miss Harris, how do you take care of your mental health? All right, so please share in the platform. All right, so meditating is extremely important. The scriptures tell us to meditate day
and night.
All right, so something phenomenal happens when we meditate. A lot of people say, well, I don't know how to meditate, or my thoughts just run from one. Even if you sit down, you're still going to get some benefit from it.
So it might be just a place of, rest. We say allow for your mind to rest, kind of take a break from, everyday situations of life, work, stress, children, you name it. Take a break from it, a mental break from it, and go somewhere mentally.
That's right. And getting a massage is self-care and so therapeutic.
It is.
Going to the gym and exercising, all of that is self-care. Taking care of yourself, filing your nails.
Long walk. You know what I mean? Long walk.
These are things stuff.
That some people think better when they're doing. Maybe exercising, like you just stated, and sometimes that's a peaceful place for some people. Taking a long walk, peaceful place for some people with your, earbuds in or whatever, and it kind of allows you to go, kind of allows you to think a little bit.
That's right. And the whole purpose in meditating, I tell clients normally, I really don't want you to think during meditation. Just because we're always thinking, and detox your brain a little bit. Give it a little rest.
Explain that to me.
So
how do you not think?
Well, because you just relax and you bring your mind to a place of calm. Like, you're not really processing a lot. You're always going to think to a point. But say, for instance, you're laying on a beach and I'm just taking in, I can hear the sounds of the waves, the sounds of the ocean. I can see the sun setting on the on the ocean,
on the water.
You know what I mean. So I can feel the sand, and so we're not really thinking about bills. We're not thinking about relationships. We're not thinking about all of the external things. This is a time when we come into ourselves. And that's what I mean by I really don't want you to thinking. That's right, using your five. Say, girl, you've been listening, you've been paying attention. Come on, somebody. Use your five senses in meditation, because that's a form of guided meditation. And there's several guided meditations also on YouTube. So it's just finding one, sitting with yourself. So again, we're talking about taking care of your mental health. All right. Eating healthy is another one. If you put junk in, you're going to get junk out. So what I mean by junk out is that your thoughts are going to be confused, right?
The food alters your mood, right?
It alters your mood,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
be irritable, moody, and
Mhm.
all of that. But then you don't have clear focus and concentration.
Yeah.
You can't talk right. Your thoughts are not concise.
Mhm.
So you definitely want to make sure that we are eating, for the most part, a healthy diet. All of this
Yeah.
is self-care.
Yeah.
So you should be able to propose and answer
Mhm.
the question, how have I demonstrated love to myself today?
Mhm. Good question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Have you paid yourself any attention today? Or did you neglect and abandon yourself today?
Yeah. Especially for those who are always helping others. You know, I mean, some people, that's who they are. They love to do it. That's the joy that they get out of life is by helping
Mm-hmm.
other people. Um, I guess you have to take time for yourself to get, rejuvenated back.
Yeah,
I mean, you
right,
know what I mean?
right.
Because you're so busy helping others, you never take time for yourself. Who is the
Which,
most important person?
that's right.
If
Because
you're not well, you can't help nobody.
it's a form of self-neglect.
Yeah.
Abandonment. Now you're abandoning yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about parents abandoning, and now
Yeah.
you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
So we never want to abandon ourselves to meet the needs of others.
Mm-hmm.
You're important. You're the most important
Yes.
aspect, commodity. You're the most important, and we have to see that.
Right. Yeah.
We have to see it, and then we have to value it, because all of this is going to affect our minds. So another thing we can do to take care of our mind, Bishop, is letting go of infractions, learning how to let things go. Because
Yeah.
oftentimes we get stuck on what someone said to us,
Yeah.
what they did to us.
Let it go real fast.
Yeah,
As quick as possible. Don't meditate on that. So we know how to
Right,
meditate,
right.
but we always kind of meditate on the negative things
That's
instead of the positive
good.
things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So dismiss it quickly.
Yes.
Don't let it rest in your mind. If it rests in your mind for too long, then it rests in your
Because
spirit.
some people
and it
don't
becomes you.
know how to let go.
Let it go.
They don't
Let
know
it
how
go.
to shift in their brains.
Yeah.
They don't know
Yeah.
how to veer off. But the thing in letting go is that we first have to process what happened.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot believe they said that to me today.
Now let it go.
Right, yeah.
Just let it go after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think on something else.
Think on something else, which I call positive distractions. Okay. Learning how to let go, because life happens to all of us.
It does.
Things are going to happen to you that you don't agree with.
Yes.
Right?
all the time.
So things are going to happen to us.
Yes.
So we don't want to focus on the negative. I always say, focus on what's good. Focus on what's good. Because in the midst of chaos going on around you, there is something good that also happens. What is good? Whatever you focus on, it's going to grow, and it's going to be the only thing that you can see. But we have to learn how to let go of infractions. We have to let go. I made a mistake at work, okay? Because for some people, their jobs is, it identifies them. That's where they get their value and their self-worth, and they're really critical on themselves when they make mistakes at work. Let it go, because you are a human being. You are a human being. You're prone to error. So we have to forgive ourselves. So Bishop preached a message last Sunday talking about learning how to forgive ourselves and letting go of the guilt. So that guilt will definitely affect your mindset. Your focus on the negative. Guess what your neurotransmitters are going to do? They're going to communicate to release the negative chemicals that are in your body, right? Tell somebody in the household, just holler out and say, hey, focus on what's good, period. And you will see how that will definitely change your mind. Absolutely. So learning how to let go, even if someone has offended you, and this is hard. It's really hard once someone has said something to offend you or they've just done you wrong.
Yeah.
You know, because that unforgiveness.
But like you say, it is doable.
Yeah, it's hard, but
Yeah,
it's doable. Yeah, because unforgiveness will definitely impact your mindset and your mood.
Most definitely.
But
Yeah.
the thing about unforgiveness, Bishop, it doesn't hurt anyone else. You think you're hurting that person, they don't care. They don't care. They've gone on. So just a couple of things that unforgiveness does. It blocks the blood flow. You know, so there is decreased blood flow in the joints. These are just things that happen to us. This is what we're doing to ourselves now, right? You have muscle tightness and tension. You know, so now you're walking around with headaches. You know, you can't hardly move because of, you know, body aches. And this is what unforgiveness does. Anything you can think of, Bishop?
Man, that's enough right there.
Constricted blood flow to your heart. Yeah.
You don't have to say anything else after that. You know, so you need to let them go mentally, internally. You know, release them, let them go. Set yourself free, in other words. You know.
Yeah, but it's so hard because people feel like they're justified.
Yeah, most definitely. It's hard to do, and in most cases you are justified. It's hard to, you know, it's like how severe the offense was. You know what I mean? Which makes it more difficult for someone to release and let go.
Yeah.
It just does. It's life, but man, if you want to be become healthier inside, you know, you have to let those things go. You know.
Yes. Loving yourself enough to let the other person go.
Yeah. Now that you know what it does, you know, be like, I can't allow that to kill me. Or that person, really.
Right. Are they really worth it?
Yeah.
Are they really worth it? Learn how to let go. Learn how to release and to forgive. And at the end of the day, we all need forgiveness.
Yes.
We all need it. You know, so I stated earlier that we're human beings and we're prone to error. So no one is perfect. You know, yes, you can be justified, but at the end of the day, you're not helping yourself at all. And this is what we want. We want to function at optimal performance if we can. We want to be healthy. We need our minds to be healthy. How do you take care of your mental health? You know, what about taking some stressors off your plate? What can you let go of?
Yeah, that seems like prioritizing, huh? See what it is that's most important. And then, you know, kind of prioritize them, see what it is that you can do without, that really doesn't need your, you know, your necessary, not necessary, but your immediate attention. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Move that around and you know, and make things better for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Too much stress is definitely not good. People have had nervous breakdowns. You know, they have increased anxiety. They have insomnia, lack of appetite because they have too much on their plate and they are overwhelmed. But some people don't know how to be still.
Yeah.
You know, they cannot be still. They're taking on one project after another project. Learn how to be still.
Be still, yeah.
Try it. And like Bishop said, prioritize.
Yes.
What can wait until tomorrow? Does this really deserve my energy today?
Right, yeah. All of that, too, is mixed into learning how to tell people no. You know,
that's good.
Learn how to do that because sometimes we take on so much. We take on everyone who comes to us. Yes. You're saying yes, but you know, really now you have anxiety. Now you have all of these orders to feel.
That's yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
All because you didn't take control of the situation and redirect them to someone else, maybe.
That's right.
Or just flat out.
Yeah,
you
but
know, I can't do that this time.
I cannot do that this time. I always tell people to start off on the positive. I would love to do that for you, but I just can't. I don't have time for it today, or you know what I mean? Because we have some people who are people pleasers.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a learned behavior. We learn it early, and it's almost like a form of manipulation, because if I can be what they need me to be, then I can get them to like me or to accept me.
Yeah.
So there's an exchange going on subconsciously. You know, I don't want them to be mad at me, so I'm going to say yes, although I really want to say no.
Yeah, yeah. Don't really want to do it, but I'll say yes anyway. And meanwhile, you told 10 other people the same thing. You know, so now you have anxiety over all of the orders you just
That's
took.
right. That's
so now
right.
you're trying to fill them all, and you know you can't do it.
You know you can't do
Can't
it.
do it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tell somebody no.
Yeah. So
Not yet.
Exactly.
In a minute, as my dad would say. In a minute. I'll do it in a minute.
Right.
You don't know when that is.
Right.
You know.
You don't know when that minute is coming.
No. I mean, hey, that's where it should be.
Seriously. Because you want to be true to you.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to. Your inner voice is screaming no.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so now you have inner conflict.
Is it like that? Is it like, hopefully it's not like that.
You know your inner voice is screaming because you didn't stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't say what you meant. You know, so stand up for yourself. Function from your inner strength. It's okay. Because if people don't accept you or receive you when you say no, then, hey, they don't need to be around you anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Most definitely.
So, learn, practice saying no to things that you don't want to do. I'm not just saying say no for that.
Well, I mean,
you know.
my thing is this. They're asking you. So if I ask you something, it's a possibility. It may be no. And it could be a yes.
Yeah, but
so
because...
they're asking you.
Right.
So you got an option. It's either yes or no.
Yeah.
And if you have more on your plate, hey, I would love to. I'm learning that one. Instead of no, I can't do that.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
That's
let them down easy because, again, that people pleaser, it's everything. They have so much going on inside of them when someone asks them something.
Yeah.
You know, because they have this understanding that people will only accept me if I'm doing something for them.
Gotcha.
And again, this is learned early in childhood. This is a conclusion.
Exactly.
You know, perhaps mommy and daddy was only nice to me when I was cleaning my room or when I was doing chores or, you know, getting good grades. That's how I got the attention. And I learned early in childhood, hey, I know how to get people to love me by doing something.
Okay.
So you have to challenge those thoughts that are no longer conducive for who you want to be now. You know, because now you feel the effects of it in your body. Remember always that your body keeps the score. So now we have to pay attention to our body. All right. What else? How do you take care of your mental health?
Change the scenery. You know what I mean? Travel. Get away. Leave the state. Leave the country.
Yes.
You know, if you can't afford to do so, but change your location.
Change your location.
I think that helps a lot.
Yes, it does. It actually changes the structure of the brain too. It really does. You know, science proves it. You know, you're talking about neuroplasticity is when your brain is able to change depending on the environment that you're in. So do yourself a favor. Yeah, you know, because of the pandemic, and there's so much conversation about the pandemic brain and pandemic babies and babies that were born during the pandemic are different than other babies. And, you know, we've seen so much rise in crime post-pandemic and all of this stuff. You know, we've been in the house for so long. Domestic violence has increased because of the pandemic. But like Bishop said, you know, change your environment. It'll do you. Listen, even if you go in the city and just get a hotel room for a night or two, you will feel so much better because sometimes we get caught up in the monotony of life. You're doing the same thing day in and day out.
Right, you do.
You know?
So location is good. Also, you may need to change your friends.
Change your friends.
Well, let me. Depends on the change because it may be a weekend change. It could be a month. You know, sometimes
Yes.
you'll find yourself in the circle of new people. You know, who have new thoughts and new ideas and things of that nature, because
Please
you've
do
been
that.
stuck in
Yes.
just one place.
Yes.
You know, yeah, yeah.
Get around people who can pour into you. You know, learn new things.
Learn new things.
Yes, that's how you can really take care of your mind, is learning new things. When we learn new things, this helps to ward off dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're putting new tracks on your brain, so you're doing yourself a favor by getting around new people, learning new things.
Some people wanted to learn how to play different instruments. I mean, you know, these are things that now's the time to kind of take advantage of that. Try your best to learn it. Take piano lessons, guitar lessons.
Can you teach me how to play the piano?
All of those lessons. I could, but no, I would love to. But I just don't have the time.
You're going to use that right now. No.
Y'all heard that, right?
No.
That's what you told me. I would love to.
You're mean.
But I'm not able to at the moment. Can't do it.
I can wait till tomorrow or next week.
Well, okay,
I'm teachable.
I'll look at my schedule.
Y'all
and
help
see
me
where
out.
it is. See, I'm prioritizing. I will look at my schedule and see where it is.
How about
I can fit you in.
How about I arrange your schedule for you?
No.
And I'll just fit you right on in there. Well, you're preaching about learning new things,
exactly.
so I know you know how to play.
So I'm prioritizing.
Anyway.
I have a schedule.
Okay. All right. I got
My
you.
question, do you see all your clients at one time, or did you schedule them in?
I'm telling you, I can schedule me into yours, right?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen
Moving on,
out
people.
there? Can I get an amen? Bishop, teach me how to play the piano.
All you have to do is listen. If you listen, then you can come back and find that key, and you got it. Just start, that's how you do it. It's playing by ear.
And wrong answer. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Brittany. Yes.
Listen.
Anyway, while we're talking about that, building healthy relationships
Very important.
helps the mind. Helps the mind. For those of you that, have not been in unhealthy relationships, can you imagine living in the midst of an unhealthy relationship day in and day out, what that may do to your mind?
Wow. Yeah, that's very troublesome.
Yes. Yes.
Tedious. It's hard.
It's very, very hard. Good morning, Mother Marva Bozeman.
Good morning.
Yes. Yes, so building healthy relationships. There's nothing worse than a miserable relationship.
Of any kind.
Of any kind. Because now we're talking about depression.
Yeah.
We're talking about paranoia. We're talking about anxiety. And doing that day in and day out is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for, because some clients do become, once you're depressed for so long, they tend to have suicidal thoughts, like removing themselves from the equation.
Yeah.
So what do you think are some ways that we can build healthy relationships?
Listen, many ways. I mean, if you go to church or whatever, make yourself friendly. If you want friends, you must show yourself friendly.
Okay.
So, it depends on how you are, how you meet and greet. You know what I mean? How you make yourself, pleasant to others. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which allows them, make sure you're approachable.
And that,
make sure you're approachable.
And that is outside of your home.
Yeah,
so we definitely want to build those relationships. But what you said is applicable to even intimate partner relationships.
Yeah.
Because what role do you play in the how is your attitude? What is your behavior like? Are you like throwing coal into the fire? Say if you have a partner who is verbally abusive or physically abusive, what role do you play? Do you exacerbate that by arguing back? Because it takes two people to argue.
It does.
Proverbs says...
Proverbs 15, a soft answer turns away wrath.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So try to do that. Doesn't mean that you're weak or... I can't use the old expressions they used to use. They don't work today.
Like,
I can't use them. I mean, this is 2021. That'll get you in trouble today.
okay.
You know, so you know, this is yeah. Anyway, you know, you just want to make sure that that you don't feel as if you are the weaker person, you know, or I think that's a good opportunity to use wisdom. You don't always have to, as they use today, you don't always have to clap back immediately.
Right.
Take a little time, wait, think about it, and then as time goes on, you can express it.
That's right.
You
yes.
can catch them on an off note when they're not there.
Yes.
You know, but use wisdom with it. Very important.
Because actually, who is the stronger person? The one that's running off at the mouth, or the one that demonstrates self-control?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so it takes two to argue. You do not want to you just don't want to ignite a huge fire if you don't have to. And I often hear too, Bishop, that, you know, well, I tried to leave and she wouldn't let me leave.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The female wants to leave and they won't let them leave.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so now you are provoking that other person.
So it will be taken to the next level.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's going to happen. You know, if a man or woman whom you're in a heated conversation with wants to leave, open the door for them.
Yes.
Let them go. Get some fresh air. It's good for everyone involved. It is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let them leave, because the truth of the matter is, each individual knows themselves.
Most definitely.
You know, so you know if it's getting ready to get bad, you know your propensity to do something. So if I want to leave, let them leave.
Let them leave.
You just don't want to remain in a toxic environment.
Most definitely.
You know, because no good can come from that. I always say to come back when the atmosphere is conducive for healthy conversation. Relationships are only for the mature. There's no tit for tat. And you know, it's not, well, my ego is offended, so now I got to get you told. There's no room for the ego in a relationship.
You know, oftentimes we kind of use the scripture of, you know, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. And, you know, sometimes it's good to go to bed and have the conversation
the next day.
I think we need to write interpretation of that scripture. You know what I mean? So if we can't talk and we are heated right now, on the couch may be the best place for you until
the word also says follow peace. So I got to keep my peace, and if that means not being around you in your space for a reasonable amount of time, then that's what we need to do.
Do that. It's okay, but then you come back if the relationship is worth saving. Then you come back and you kind of reason together, hopefully, and talk. Depending on who it is you or the conversation with.
Exactly.
Can't reason with everyone. I found that out too.
Because some people are unreasonable. But Bishop, we also understand that some people are they're unreasonable because they could have mental health issues.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you suffer from mental health issues such as borderline personality disorder, or if you are bipolar, or you have schizophrenia, we have to know who we have.
You have to know who you are.
That's right.
You know, because if you feel yourself going there, know yourself. I believe, depending on how, I don't know, all the clinical, you know, involvement with it. But if you feel yourself becoming enraged, or as we say, your blood is boiling, and you know it's about to go to another level, you know you.
Yes.
You know, be quiet. You know, let them go on about it, or whatever the case may be. Just calm yourself down.
That's why mental health is not just an individual problem. When you have a family, it's a family problem. And usually, you know, when there's a diagnosis like that, I like to talk to the whole family, because now the whole family needs to know how to deal with this one person. And this one person needs to know, like you said, who they are. And it goes back to knowing your physiological symptoms, like anxiety. How does anxiety play out in your body? You know, do you have the heart palpitations?
Yeah.
Do your hands begin to shake? And so we have to know in what ways our body speaks to us.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're one who has a mood disorder and you are impulsive, then please take your medicine for one.
Yeah, yeah. If you're on, do you think this is a question? Do you think people that have those situations, you know, in a very severe way, are they able to manipulate those around them?
Of course.
I mean, because you have it, you're not an unintelligent person.
Yes, yes.
But you kind of know how to use that for your advantage.
Well, it goes back to those closer to you are the ones that's going to get it, whether you have a mood disorder or not.
Yeah.
For instance, if you're at work and you have a bad day, you're not going to take it out on those people at work, right?
Yeah.
You're going to come home and who going to catch
and
it?
you'll let it loose at home.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens with people who have personality disorders, mood disorders. But it's all about how much do you want a healthy relationship?
Yeah.
Because you have situations, mood disorders, personality disorders does not mean that you can't have a healthy relationship. You take your medication. You go to therapy. The family is aware and how to deal with you. Okay, they're having an episode. You know, let me give them their space and time. You know, or catch them. You know, like, okay, you're starting to shake or whatever. I need you.
I'm not starting to shake.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's my. You know that about yourself that you are.
Yes.
So remove yourself. Calm yourself down. Don't become argumentative, and do not use it as a place of manipulation to control everybody else around you.
Yes.
Because now everybody's scared of you.
Right.
We don't want to push that button.
Yes.
You know.
Yes,
So that's why I was wanting to. You know.
And that's one of the reasons the divorce rate is also increased too, because you know it's not that we don't love spouses, you know, who have mental health issues, but you have to do your part too.
Can't do it. You won't get the help you need.
That's right.
And we're not all going to suffer here for that.
Yes, exactly. not for long. You're going to suffer for a little while, you know, but getting the help that you need. So, you know, building healthy relationships, learn how to have fun together. Laugh together. Look at some crazy stuff on TV and laugh together. You know, go out. You know, take a walk. Play games. Play Uno or checkers or, you know, what you want to do is build healthy relationships because all of this affects your mind. If you have an unhealthy relationship and you're fussing and you're fighting at home, how can you function the next day? How can your children function and pay attention at school?
Well, the expectation is we'll act like nothing happened on yesterday. You know what I mean? We'll act like yesterday never existed. It didn't happen. And so, how you doing this morning, son?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Daughter, how are you?
That's not healthy.
You know, and now everybody needs therapy now.
Right.
You know, because was that a part of my imagination that happened yesterday? Or, I mean, you know, you have to try
it affects the mind.
Yeah.
And this episode is all about having a healthy mind. Listen, just because you suppress it or you ignore it doesn't mean that it goes away.
Right.
Your body keeps the score. It is in you now. So whatever you don't address, you give permission to exist. And when it exists with you, it's not going to exist with you well. So we need to come back to the table. The argument, you know, can I have a little bit of your time? I do want to talk about the argument that we had yesterday. You know, I apologize for my part and everybody taking responsibility for their part. You know? So, building a healthy mind. You know, relationships are hard. Do you know that in 2020, there were approximately based on data, 2,600 victims that were served, you know, from domestic violence. So this equates to like 28 calls per hour. It's so sad. You know, that they were saying that there's not enough shelters. You know, I think we have like 88 counties and we only have like 50-something shelters. Okay, so that's good for the after effects, but what are we going to do as far as living together and respecting each other? How can we stop domestic violence in the first place?
Wow. Yeah. That's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
Yeah.
I think, I still think before, not just marital counseling, but if you plan on living together, I think that you should get counseling. I think you need to know who you are residing with, and in counseling, perhaps there can be personality assessments.
Well, the way people think today is you never know a person until you live with them.
Well, it's kind of too late.
You know, I mean that's how people think today. So counseling, we don't need that. I'll find out when we move in together. That's when I'll know you.
Wow. Yeah, but I usually ask my clients, how does that work for you?
Yeah.
So sometimes and I'm just saying, moving forward, that perhaps we can think forward. We take time, we research and investigate when we want to buy a new home. We will research, investigate, if we want to buy a new car, like for months, we'll do the research. But when it comes to relationships, we just jump into them. And we don't know who we have or what we have.
Yeah. You know what? I listened to one of the radio personalities, and as a joke, prank calls. So this guy, he's calling another guy for a reference on the woman who he used to date.
Oh my goodness!
To see what he should know about. I think it's funny. Hey,
it may be on
that ain't
something.
too far off. You know what I mean?
The only thing about that is how much truth and how much is he gonna stretch the blanket.
I don't know if they'll stretch it, but I think they'll just tell all the truth. All the truth. You know what I mean? So,
you better know what you have.
Yeah, because they glad they ain't with you.
I mean,
with them.
So. We research dogs.
Yeah.
And before we, think about getting a dog, we check out their personality. What is their demeanor like?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why cannot we do that with people?
Yeah.
Why do we just jump into relationships?
Yeah.
I think too that sometimes we can become so lonely that we don't. Like you said, desperation eliminates investigation. Right.
Yeah.
So we just first thing coming or whatever. We don't take the time. But we can also combat loneliness. Because loneliness can cause depression too.
Most definitely.
Because you have a sense of worthlessness.
Yeah, but don't settle just to have someone there who later on is going to give you the same thing that you've always had.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah, because you can be miserable by yourself.
Yeah, get something better than what you had previously.
Yes.
Don't look for them same character traits. Try something altogether different.
Yes, so we can combat loneliness by being a part of different groups or clubs or church groups, or there's plenty of associations out there that you can be a part of.
Go volunteer. Go volunteer so you're not just sitting.
Yes,
that's in that place of boredom, depression, and
giving back, because now you have a sense of fulfillment. You feel like you're doing something with your life. So giving back is one I love.
But I like what you said, with your life. You're doing something with your life. So your happiness is not based on the other person.
That's right.
Your happiness is based on whether or not, if they're there or not.
Yes.
I was happy when you met me.
Yes.
And when you go out the door, I'm still going to be happy.
That's right.
Whatever the case may be. Yes. I don't need you for that.
That's right. You want to be whole and complete within yourself.
Within yourself.
You should not get with anyone else thinking that they're going to complete you. You should already have been working on yourself so that you're a whole person. Like Bishop said, if they come, I'm whole. If they go, I'm whole.
Yeah, you ain't taking me with you.
But I can't have you in my life, causing me trauma and drama.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? You got to go. If you're just disrupting my peace and harmony.
Go. Peace.
Yes,
Bye.
yes.
See ya.
So combating the loneliness and reading books. We have to get back to reading books. We become so lazy. And guess what? You're exercising your mind.
Right.
If you read, get a good book and read.
Get a good book, read it. And also, I believe it helps on it helps me a lot on your viewpoint of the way society is now. Because we can be stuck in The way, like I was about to say something earlier, I said, "Oh, let me change that because that was the way it was then. Today is different.
Yes.
Still means the same
World
thing,
is
but
constantly changing.
yeah. So it kind of helps you to kind of see things for the way they are now.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, not based off of your old prescription from old pair of
Right.
glasses.
That's right. Yeah.
Updated.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Updated. Updated. You don't want to function off of old programming.
Yeah.
You know, you need to update your system. We get updates on our phone all the time.
Bam, give me some. That was nice.
Hey, you like
good.
that?
That was good. One more time, my phone. Yeah.
Yes, create healthy relationships. You have one mind. You know, we have limbs, we got 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 legs. You have one mind. And you have to take care of your mind and don't allow anyone to take your mind. People have nervous breakdowns from relationship issues.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes they're on the road to no return.
Yeah.
You know, so take care of your mind. Function from your own place of strength and power, not externalizing your power, you know, and not allowing others to validate you and to affirm you. You be all that for yourself.
Yeah, let them see what they missed out on after they, done messed up with you.
That's right. Yes,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
You know, they'll say, man, daggone it.
The best thing
Coulda,
you
shoulda,
can do for yourself and for your abuser or those who have caused havoc in your life is to succeed. Come on.
But as long as you keep them around and they're accessible to you, then you've gotten nowhere.
That's right.
You're still in that same place.
It's a vicious cycle. You're going to get more of the same, more of the same. So if you are one who are being abused, please do not suffer in silence. You don't have to do that, because what you do is you empower the abuser.
Right.
And now you're going to perpetuate that abusive cycle, because now you're saying to him or her, because women are abusers too, you know, but what you're saying to them is that you can do whatever you want to me, and no one will ever know. I'm going to hold your secret true.
Yeah.
But
cut the string. I was going to say release them and let them go, but release yourself and let them drift on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's
have
hard.
no involvement.
Right. And you have to, Bishop, what I have found, you have to get to that point.
Yeah.
Leaving an abusive relationship is very hard, and especially when you have children involved. I was there. I was one. I completely understand why it is hard, because no one wants to have their home break up, their family break up, and you love this person, and you see the hope, and the hope comes from because there are some good days.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, prolonged abuse and staying. I understand all of that, but then you have to come to a point where you love yourself more. So you should really be working on an escape plan.
Yeah. And now we know abuse is more than just physical.
Yes.
You know, now we see it's mental abuse, it's verbal abuse, all of that. If anyone is controlling you from that standpoint or trying to put a hold on you, you know, reconsider.
Yeah, and that's what the abuse is that power and control.
Power and control. Let me ask this question, though. When it comes to physical abuse, I guess, and also the others that I just named, could it be your inner child? Could it be your inner child that's actually acting out? You know how children sometimes, in order for them to get their way, or they'll take something from I'm not going to let you play with that. You know, if you don't play the game their way. Yeah. Basically, if you don't play the game their way. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, could that be? Is that where it stems from?
It could be. It could be, and I understand what you're saying as far as the manipulation, you know, and having that sense of power and control over someone. Yes, your inner child definitely plays a role, but it could also be learned behavior, what they have seen from their parents. It could also be drug and alcohol influence as well. It could also be mental health issues, personality disorders, or mood disorders.
So you need to stay away from from the Henny.
Right.
As they say, we need to stay away from that.
Henny and Benny, two
Oh,
of his
you got to
abusive.
stay away from them because some people are angry drunks.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? Some are confrontational. Some are crying drunks. Some are preaching drunks.
Right.
I mean,
Yes, yes.
whatever your substance abuse is, you need to leave it alone because it enhances and it makes you into a monster, a person who you're not.
Does.
Who you're not.
It does, and the thing
It
about
controls your spirit. Because
it is another spirit.
It's another spirit.
But there are reasons why people do drugs and alcohol. There are underlying reasons, and like I always say, where there's fruits, there's root issues. So there's a reason why some are addicted to drugs and alcohol because it masks the pain of life. And we're not often privy to know other people's story.
Exactly.
There is a hotline. How much time do we have, Bishop?
51.
All right. So there is a hotline that you can call if you are addicted or abusing drugs. And I want to give you that number, which is 1-888-961-4704. There is help for you. And while I'm throwing out numbers, also the number for domestic violence, reach out and try to help yourself. Please no longer suffer in silence. That number is 1-800-799-7233. Also, we talked about depression, which can lead to suicide and suicidal thoughts and ideations. That hotline number is 1-800-273-8255.
So that depression is deep too. We think at times it's just for younger people that go because the focus really is on them. But you have some seniors that suffer with depression and say, "Hey, there's no use for me anymore. I don't even really want to be here."
Right.
They may not. Some may try to, take their own life, but then there are others that just they're so involved in the depression where that just happens.
Yes. Yes. So suicide. Our seniors are really at high risk for suicide. Unfortunately, our seniors and also our adolescents are really at high risk for suicide because you get kind of like towards the end of your life. You have a lot of people who have passed on also. A lot of them are lonely, chronic pain. And diseases and all of these things settle in, and sometimes they do feel helpless and they feel worthless, they feel lonely. So we have to keep up with our seniors too, you know, and this is why it's so important for if you have seniors in your family, please reach out to them. Show them that you do care. Let them know that they are not alone. Let them know that their life still have value and meaning.
Yeah. It's good for churches to create programs for seniors to pour into children.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, that's such an excellent idea. Letting them know, hey, you're still needed. We still need to hear your words of wisdom.
Yes.
Nothing really is different in the world at all. It's all the same. Different face, but the same result. So we need the wisdom and guidance of our seniors to be able to pour into
really good.
our young people. That's going to face the same problem.
That's right.
Same problem.
Yes, really good. And then it's good too for the churches or whoever to take care of the seniors.
Most definitely.
You know, they live in houses most of the time that them and their spouses raise their families in, and you have issues. You know, the roof is leaking, the floor is cracking, the grass needs.
And they have so much pride, they're not going to disclose that information.
Yeah, but we
some
know.
Some of them have a lot of pride.
But as society, we need to do our part because, again, the demographics and the risk for suicide is really high among that age group. You know. So.
And so, I mean, just ask or just go and do. You know, hey, Mr. John, we want to paint your gutters, or we're going to come out and cut your grass
but
tomorrow.
It's good too, like you said, if
Just
the churches have it, like a senior program, you already have the list of seniors, and you reach out to them.
Reach out
what
to
can
them.
we do?
Come by and do it. It doesn't take anything to cut grass.
Yeah.
It doesn't take anything to go by and shovel snow.
It's a moment in time.
It's a moment
just
in
a
time.
moment
And I
in
say it
time.
because I used to do it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I
yeah.
make my rounds, you know, and cut grass or shovel snow, but it's the piece that I have
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we
so
need
I think we should do that.
more people in the world like you.
Well,
Marvin.
we need more people in the world that want to do right. How about that?
So we
It's
are
important.
talking about taking care of your mental health.
Yeah.
Please, take your vitamins. Take your vitamin D.
Yeah.
Vitamin D3 is really, really good for depression, ladies and gentlemen.
Vitamin D3.
And especially during the winter months,
Yeah.
because the sun is not shining
Yeah.
that much, and especially for African Americans,
Yes.
because it's our nature. We need the sun. We feed on
Yes.
that, and if it's not there, then we go into that. We call it a SAD, seasonal affective disorder.
Go
We
get
need
that
the
vitamin
sun.
D3 and what else?
The vitamin D3.
Yes.
Get some GABA.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go to your health food store and just ask them for this stuff. Make sure that we are exercising,
Yes.
eating right, and
Yes.
some people need the light therapy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can get light therapy from Amazon.
What is that, red light therapy, or just turn the light on?
No. It's called Happy Light.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and you can grab it if I want to.
Is there a happy light in
Yeah,
here?
right there.
I figure anytime you see the light,
Nope.
it's going to be a happy light.
It's a particular kind. Can
Okay.
y'all see that?
Okay.
All right. Amazon. The name of this one is Miracle, Miroco. All right. So hopefully we have helped you all today. All right. Take care of your mental health. Guard it like a fine treasure, because it is. I am Kimberly B., the owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling Services. You can reach me, 614-669-5115. Go to my website, healthyemotes.com.
Bishop Bozeman, 1571 South Parsons Avenue. If you want to come and be a part tomorrow of our prayer breakfast in the unity of the faith, you can come right on out. It starts at 10 o'clock. Our speaker is the pastor, Yolanda Fairfax.
Yes.
From Glory to God Ministries. Come on out. And listen, if you come out, you have to put that mask on.
Yeah, got the mask
Come on out.
up.
All right.
All right. We love you all, and thank you for tuning in.
See y'all next time. Have a good day.